ya? Nate Lundy, Shawn Trotar. It's 5280 Sports Network.
Somebody's in a good mood.
You brought donuts. I'm on a sugar high. We thank you for being here for the Morning Minute on a Wednesday. 5280sportsnetwork.com, milehighsports.com, and of course our YouTube channel. We have an app now, by the way. Go search that in your store, 5280 Sports Network. Shawn, the Broncos finally made it official, what everybody was expecting. Joe Woods being promoted from defensive backs coach to defensive coordinator for this upcoming season under Vance Joseph. Again, because it had already been floated out there, there's not a big surprise. Wade Phillips is already gone, but now that that announcement is official, your overall thoughts on how the defense is coming together from a coaching standpoint?
Well, obviously, to me, this is such a big move going away from Wade Phillips, but it is obvious, and you've been talking about it for a while, pardon me, that...
Too many donuts.
Something. Joe Woods is in part defensive coordinator because they were desperate not to let him leave. The Broncos were willing to move away from Wade Phillips, which still probably stunning to a lot of Broncos fans, because they were so concerned that Joe Woods would get cherry-picked by somebody else, and they really believe in him. So I think there's reason to be excited. The response from the players, at least in the press, has been really universally positive. They like it. The Broncos also cherry-picked Marcus Robertson from the Oakland Raiders, brought him over to now be the new defensive backs coach, filling Woods' position, a guy that's been coaching now for over a decade, but also played for over a decade in the defensive backfield too, so a lot of experience being added there. Young coaches, comparatively, maybe not a lot of experience that you're aware of, but a lot of experience within coaching circles.
When you look across the coaching staff, there's the three spots that I think people cared about the most have been filled, and I think those will be scrutinized immensely as we get towards mini camps, training camps, OTAs, etc. That, of course, is offensive coordinator with Mike McCoy, Bill Musgrave coaching the quarterbacks, and then the offensive line coach as well, and Jeff Davidson. I think all three of those are going to be as scrutinized as anything we have seen on this team, because fans and media like us know that that is where there were so many deficiencies last year. So the fact that those positions were filled first and foremost, to me, shows that this team recognizes where their priorities are when it comes to what they have to improve on going into 2017. I don't think there's any mistake that those were the first positions that were filled even though we knew Joe Woods was coming. The fact that that announcement came later, I think, is exactly the sort of PR ladder that was needed to show where the priorities are for this team and what is expected. The one that still remains is the special teams coordinator. I have harped on the special teams of the Broncos for years now. While the kicking game has been fantastic in terms of putting it through the uprights, and they've managed to do that with several different kickers, they also need to improve their coverage, with the exception of Kayvon Webster, who's just a beast out there. They've got to find ways to continue to pin teams back and let this defense do what they do best. Last night was a great home game for the Chicago Blackhawks over at the Pepsi Center. An amazing crowd supporting their hometown. Oh, wait, no, the Pepsi Center belongs to the Avs.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah, that really didn't go over very well.
No, they end up, with Avs have a lead after two periods, then they end up coughing up 3 goals in the third period. It's almost as if they felt too good about themselves and forgot to play. This is something we've seen from the Avalanche too often this season, and now that you're starting to see, to a certain extent, the vultures around the league starting to peck a little bit at the Avalanche and see what they might be able to pluck off. Cody McLeod's already been traded. Now most of the speculation surrounds Gabe Landeskog.
So when you want the latest on the Avalanche, Adrian Dater does Avalanche Talk podcast for us. His guest yesterday, and it's posted up at 5280sportsnetwork.com, was Ray Ferraro, the former NHLer, the centerman who played 18 years in the league and is now an analyst for NBC and TSN, joined Adrian yesterday on the podcast. If you haven't heard that, be sure to check it out. He weighs in on the idea of a rebuild for the Avalanche, so take a listen. Appreciate you being with us on a Wednesday. For Shawn, I'm Nate. See ya.